Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss properties of pure substance. First of all, we are going to discuss what is meant by pure substance. Now, pure substance means it is a substance which is the homogeneous in a composition, homogeneous in a chemical aggregation, and we are saying that it is in chemical aggregation. It does not changes whenever there is a some variations occurred. The chemical composition remains same over there. Now, homogeneous in composition means what? Homogeneous in composition means that the composition at each part of the system is same, and as the composition of earlier one. Now, homogeneous in chemical aggregation means what? Homogeneous in chemical aggregation means that the chemical element that must be combined chemically in same way in all part of the system. Next, last one is the invariable in chemical aggregation means what? Invariable in chemical aggregation means that the state of chemical combination of the system that does not change with respect to time. So, three important aspects: homogeneous in composition, homogeneous in chemical aggregation, and invariable in chemical aggregation. So, these three are the important properties of the pure substance. So, once again I am repeating: a pure substance in a system which is homogeneous in composition, homogeneous in chemical aggregation, and invariable in the chemical aggregation. Now, next we are going to discuss formation of this steam. For formation of this steam, we are considering the piston cylinder arrangement where the piston is freely moved in upward and downward direction. So, for this piston cylinder arrangement, first of all, we have plotted some diagrams. So, in this diagram, you can see that we are considering one piston cylinder arrangement where piston is moving in upward direction and downward direction freely, and some weight is put on that piston cylinder arrangement. So, initially, below that piston there is some amount of the water is present whose volume is Vf. Now, we are supplying the heat to this water. We are supplying the heat to this water. What happened? The water will absorb the heat up to the 100 degrees Celsius. So, due to the absorption of the heat, the temperature is moving towards the Ts, and this Ts is the saturation temperature of that water. It means whatever the heat absorbing by the water at 100 degrees Celsius, that is the saturation temperature we are achieving due to that heat absorption. So, water is absorbing the heat and its heat absorption level is full. So, that water is also known as the saturated water. After again we are continuing the supply of the heat. So, what happened? The water is converted into the wet steam. Means the vapors formation is the started and which will be converted into the wet part. So, this wet steam formation is the started. Next, again we are continuing the supply of the heat, and this wet steam is converted into the dry steam. See, In the wet steam there is a moisture content. In the dry steam there is a no presence of any kind of the moisture. So dry steam, you can see here Vg is the dry steam. So how much amount of, you are saying that this is the dry steam and this is the pure water you are finding. Suppose you have to find the amount of wet water, or we are saying that moisture conversion. You are taking the difference between the dry saturated steam and this Vf. So this indicates the portion of Vg minus Vf in the dry saturated steam region. Now again we are continuing the supply of the heat. Then dry saturated steam is converted into the superheated steam, and we are denoting it to the volume of superheated steam. We are denoting it with V super. So we have discussed the formation of the steam. First 0 degree Celsius water we have taken, then we are supplying the heat to that water. It is converted into the saturated water, and after saturation water there will be steam formation takes place. So there is moisture present in that steam, that is the wet steam formation. After that again we are continuing the water supply. That wet steam is converted into the dry steam, and again we are supplying the heat. This dry steam is converted into the superheated steam over there. So this is the steam formation. We are getting the steam formation over there. Now suppose we are plotting that steam formation on the TS plotting, TQ plotting. T is the temperature we are considering on the y-axis, and Q is the heat addition we are considering. Now see, this is the water we are taking it as not at 0 degree Celsius, because water had certain temperature. So we are considering at 25 degrees Celsius or 20 degrees Celsius. 20 degrees Celsius water, and at that water we are supplying the heat, and up to 100 degrees Celsius of water we have plotted the graph on the TQ plotting. So we got this saturation point TS. When we are saying water is at saturated level, we are getting this point. Okay, saturated point means where total capacity of that water of capturing the heat is full. Now we have plotted over here. After that you can see, so the amount of heat which we have supplied up to the saturated point, that heat is known as the sensible heat, and which is denoted by HF. Okay. Now again, if you see second region, that is the phase transformation, means 100 degrees Celsius water is converted into the steam. Okay, that is the dry steam. So you can see here at this point there is a water region, but here you find that during this phase transformation there is no any kind of the temperature rise. So whatever the heat is supplied, that is utilized to phase transfer, means 100 degrees Celsius water is converted into the 100 degrees Celsius dry steam. And during this region, this point to this point, how much amount of heat we have given, that is called as the latent heat. We are naming this point, so it is easy to understand. Now we have seen the latent heat, temperature is not rising, only phase transformation takes place. So during this wet steam is converted into the dry steam. Okay, or we are saying saturated water we are saying is converted into the after that dry steam. So this point and this is the wet steam region is lying between this region. Okay, it is the composition of the moisture content and the dry steam. Sorry, some part of the dry steam. So at this point 3, we are finding total conversion of water into the dry steam. Okay, and if again we are supplying the heat, this point 4, 3 to 4, we have found that this is the superheated region, and that amount of heat supplied is known as the heat of superheat. So this is denoted by HF S super C. We have discussed sensible heat. Some temperature of the heat is converted into the 100 degrees Celsius water, that is the sensible heat. Next 2 to 3 region, the 100 degrees Celsius water is converted into the 100 degrees Celsius dry steam. This is the latent heat which is denoted by HFG. And beyond that dry steam, again we are supplying the heat. That heat steam is converted into the superheated steam, and that heat is known as heat of superheat, and which is denoted by H super. So today we have discussed 3 points: properties of pure substance. In that pure substance, we have discussed what is the pure substance. Pure substance is the substance which is we are saying that in that pure substance which is the composition remains same over there, which is homogeneous in the composition. Next, second part, we are saying that which is homogeneous in the chemical aggregation, and third, which is saying that which is invariable in the chemical composition or chemical aggregation also. Okay, means chemical aggregation remains same with respect to time, homogeneous in the chemical aggregation, and the homogeneous in the composition. So whenever a pure substance is a system which is homogeneous in composition, homogeneous in chemical aggregation, and invariable in the chemical aggregation, that substance is known as the pure substance. After that, we have seen the formation of this steam. In this formation of this steam, we are taking the piston cylinder arrangement and we are supplying the heat, and how this water is converted into the superheated steam we have seen. And after that, we have plotted this heat addition over the temperature changing, and in this heat addition and temperature changing region, we have discussed what is called sensible heat, latent heat, and heat of superheat. Okay, so we have discussed these 3 points. This is all about the today's lecture. Thank you.